Nighttime's actually pretty freaky if you really think about it. Especially when nobody's around. Hey everyone, Kaiso here with another video. I'm trying to keep my voice down because it's nighttime and nobody else is here and it's really quiet, so I'm trying not to wake up everybody else. So, today's video is actually a request from somebody else in my comment video. Well, not the comment video, from my video last week. It was a request on using Linmei. So, guess what this video is gonna be about? It's gonna be fun, huh? So, before I get to that, I do want to point out that I actually almost finally built my Choi.
상대가 될까?
He's pretty fun to use, actually. I'm really glad that I got him, and now I'm actually using him, and I'm really hoping I get that last superb really quick within the next week. Because on top of that, I'm after him, surprise, surprise, I'm gonna be building Ash next. Although I'm not sure if I wanna use him in this skin or the evolved skin. Cause like, as much as I do like the fact that I can see his belly in the extreme evolution, because you know, hi hello, because you know, I don't know, I just think he looks cooler like this. I still also need to build my Gene. Maybe put a Shaking Heart of Thunder on him. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about...
용서할 수 없어요.
She's only saying that because I rarely built her. So, let's go ahead and analyze her as a player, shall we? Her forward pass recovers the action bar by 30%, spirit by 100%, and pass effect. It increases the receiving pass effect by the player by 40%. So, this, honestly, I think this would be better if you're forward passing to someone like a, something like an other passer who uses a whole action bar in order to quickly pass it to somebody else. Or maybe another forward passer. For instance, well, whenever I use Linmei, I tend to use her to forward pass to Edward. So that way it goes from the back line to the mid line to the front line really easily. During story mode, that actually really helped a lot, just because I had to use the Damien's critical damage build, and it helped me get off a lot of shots really quickly, especially because of Edward's attack increase on his forward pass, but we'll get to that some other time whenever I do a WDI Edward. More than likely that's not going to be anytime soon. Other than that, her forward pass is actually really helpful due to the fact that it recovers a lot of spirit, combined with her other spirit that she generates on a pass. Because she regenerates an extra 10% on a pass, so generally I think she would be recovering about 30% spirit. Her first passive is the main reason why Zenon told me that I should just keep her, because of the fact that it recovers the HP by 20% and the action bar by 10% of all the allies within the position whenever she's attacked or when she passes. Yeah, to the person who requested that I make a video on this, you're probably right. I kinda use her just for the healing, but I also use her for the passes. If you put her in front of the striker, she's gonna be healing the entire line by 20%, and remind you, this is a lot better compared to Xing, because Xing does only 20% of the lost HP, and I'm pretty sure you guys know how much I hate lost HP recovery, because it sucks. It's only good for revival. That's all I can say it is. It's good for revival, not so much for everything else. Not only that, but the action bar recovery is greatly appreciated, however it does cap out at 80%. Her second passive is Inspiring, that increases the critical rate and reflexes by 30% each within the position. This causes Linmei to be a very good team player within the position, just because critical rate is very much appreciated, and if you are reflex heavy, it would be very good to have that. Especially if you're like reflex, counterattack based. I mean, I did use that, but that's before I got Gaffle. Her last passive is Old Knowledge, and I'm not sure why it's just increasing the pass effect by 50% and defense by 20. But then again, I can't complain, I don't really use her like that. I mean, this would be good if you do plan to use her as like your meat passer. You know, that passer that does like a lot of passing, like 1,000, 2,000 or something. But if you're just using her to get the ball out of the field, out of the back line, I don't really think it's important. So since my Linmei isn't entirely built right now, we're gonna go ahead and skip the Spirit Stone section on how I built her, just cause there's not much to do with it. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about unique stones that she can use, shall we? Okay, for her stone slots, we've got a green slot, obviously because she's Whirlwind. We've got a red slot, and we have a dark slot. Took me a little bit of time to memorize what slots she had, but we're gonna go ahead and look at what unique stones she'd be able to use by order of slots. So her first slot is a green slot. Honestly, Praise Sentence seems to be the best stone that she would be able to have on that slot because it recovers 35% of the spirit with a pass. It'll increase the amount of spirit that she's generating with her forward pass, since it'll be 100 plus the 30 with the regular pass, and then 20 with a red pass, and then you add on 35, and that's like pretty freaking lot. It's a lot. If you're somehow using her as a stealer, or if you just want action speed, this would be interesting. Very interesting. But the thing is, it's a reflex by 20%, but it's a shield that starts to 50% of your basic HP. So you're gonna have to try and build her up a lot, and I think, personally, in my opinion, I think you should build her to be more DR based and penetration resistance based if you're going to be using this, just so that that shield isn't dead so easily. But you know, I don't think it's worth it. I really don't think it's worth it. Wouldn't you want to use this on your K? Or your Lucian? Or any goalkeeper? Next up we have Ardor Stones. This is pretty much the best option if you're going for one-hit KO. So like, Linmei passes it forward, and then it goes into the assist, and then the assist passes to your striker, and the striker generates enough spirit for your striker to do a... Oh wait, the striker gets enough spirit in order to use their active. Very useful if you're using somebody like Kyoko. Kyoko's scary. Or Babby. Babby's adorable. This does give more reflex than Leaf of Nodile, and it does increase the DR by 25%. Where did I get 55 from? It increases the DR by 25% from penetrations and steals, so she's gonna be holding on to the ball pretty tight. If you really, really want to, you can definitely run this on her if you want her to be like a co-op person, but then again, the only use that I could see for this is PvE, just cause healing isn't nerfed, and I'm going to bring that up a lot, just in case somebody hasn't been watching my videos and hasn't really seen the super gravity effect of the weather. Everybody runs this. I don't. I don't really want to. That's just it. I don't want to, cause I feel like my frontline players definitely could use something else rather than endlessly burning matter. But if you do value the increasing damage and the decreasing critical rate, definitely consider this. If you're just using Linmei as like a throwaway totem, I guess. This is ridiculous. I recorded like 2 weeks ago. I had to get dragged into so much, and I didn't even have any time or privacy to record the rest of this video. I'm a little bit upset about that, but you know what? I'm just gonna try and finish this. I'm gonna make more videos to make up for that, for my 3-week hiatus, because I think it's pretty upsetting how I had to wait until my month was over just to finish recording this. Anyway, I kind of remember where I left off on my last video, on where I last recorded, and I was talking about the dark stones for Linmei. For Linmei, the only stone that I could recommend, these stones are just weird. If anything, try to avoid using a dark stone on Linmei. Because, yeah, you can run Battalion, have her hold the ball a little bit more, or you can run Ampul from Canrao, give her a little bit more of a power boost. But the thing with Linmei is that she's more of a spirit generator for her forward pass because she recovers a lot of spirit whenever she forward passes. So, if anything, try to avoid using any of the dark stones on her just because it doesn't really add much of anything to her. So the main reason why I use Linmei is because I feel like at some point there's going to be a time where I just snap and I just feel like I want to stop running Husbando team just because people are getting on my nerves and just like getting all on their dicks about getting all the best players. Like, oh, why not use Rudiel? Why not use Bell? Why not use, I mean, obviously those aren't really perfect examples because they're kind of, obviously Bell is not that good. I hate to say it, but, you know, or like, oh, why don't you get Jiho and Karel, and why don't you just keep using Miri and who else is a busted ass? Felix, huh? Why don't you use a Felix Celestia Metatron midline? It's not gonna get the ball back there. Well, you know what I say? Screw you! I just feel like, I mean, based on how Zenon told me that I should keep Linmei because of how strong she is, I feel like I would need her if I ever try to run something cancerous, like a near mono legend. Also because she is a forward passer and does help with getting the ball past the line that I'm trying to break. I don't really have any videos of her doing stuff though, because all those times were during superb bosses, and I kind of suck at superb bosses. Yeon's coming. I'm hoping I can do that and record it. It's gonna be fun. Let's go ahead and make this video a double feature. We're gonna be talking in this part of the video about...
충분히 이겨.
I did replace him with Kyosuke, but you know, I still use him on my team anyway. So, let's go ahead and get into this, shall we? His active, Charismatic Blow. Charismatic Blow increases the critical damage of the team by 50%. I like critical damage. I really like critical damage. This helps with Babby and his critical damage, especially if I have an encompassing soul build on him for like Coliseum of Trials, and I don't feel like using Leo at that time. Now that he has this extreme evolution, nobody told me he was going to be that strong even before he got his extreme evolution, okay? I did not know that he can one-hit KO Robin in 4-2. His first passive, Desire for Victory, increases the attack power by 40% and the action speed by 20% of allies currently within the position. I like attack power boosts. I really do like them because I think that's an increase to both the dribble and the steal, and that's really nice because it lets people on the team get a boost to their offenses and their defenses. Technically speaking, you know, stealing, if they're a defender. Sometimes I'd actually use Jacob and Kyosuke on the same line just because of this totem. And the action speed is very much appreciated. I love action speed. If y'all have seen me in a lot of my videos, I love action speed. I love action speed, action bar recovery, until it's on the other team, in which case, no, you can stop that right now. Stop it. Second passive is Superiority. This recovers the spirit by 50% with an attack, but recovers his own HP by 25% first. I have that at a low priority because I value his third passive a lot more. The thing with this is that this is if he's going to be a spirit generator. Okay, remember how I have Virgin, I have Avnor, especially Avnor, and I have Chundo, and I have Michael on my team. I'm pretty sure my team is kind of okay on Spirit, just because we're constantly getting it a lot through everything. Because Chundo generates a Spirit on attack, Avnor is generating a buttload of Spirit on every action. If I put in Virgin, then he gets in some Spirit as well. I mean, right now I'm kind of running a Chundo, Kevin, Avnor, Magnus backline. But that's just because I kind of started using Kevin a lot more, since right now he has the build that I want my Narcolepsy Boy to have. But, you know, if I ever do need to replace Chundo or Kevin, then yeah, I'll put in Virgin. You know, what? It works. His last passive is Exploding Charisma. It increases the team's attack power and critical rate by 15% for the entire match with an action. And it stacks up to 3 times, meaning that it can increase the attack power and critical rate by 45% total. This is the main reason why people would use it for PvE, because it increases the critical rate and the it increases the critical rate and the attack power of everybody on the team. However, it doesn't affect anybody who's knocked out at the moment when he moves. That's the only thing. Plus, it goes away when they get knocked out, so But this really does help if your striker is having a lot of trouble trying to crit. It does help if you have somebody who has like high critical damage but problems with critting, because then they'd have a higher chance of getting that crit. And then it's a bonus 45% chance to crit. Come on. 45 and then 50 from Chundo, or like 37.5 right now on my team. But it's a lot more critical rate, and it helps people be able to crit on other people a lot more. Except for the goalkeeper, in which case I would have to replace Jacob. That's the only problem with Jacob. If you're going up against somebody who has critical rate resistance, if they have crit resistance, there's no point in running him. I don't really have a unique stone build on him right now, but the way that I set it up here is his dark action speed is to make him a lot faster, because he's really, really slow. I have 2 action speed stones on him right now. I'm thinking of replacing that with a dark action speed as well, because I do appreciate the counterattack resistance that it provides. This is only here because it's the only other plus 15 rare blue stone that I had. I didn't really think blue crit rate would help. And red reflex is here because I like reflex. I can't really explain that in any other sense. Even Avnor has a red reflex, come on. I'm pretty sure it's obvious how much I like this. I mean, if anything, yeah, I would replace that red reflex with a purple penetration, but I like reflex. So, Jacob stones are red, blue, and purple. Let's go ahead and check out what stones he can use, shall we? Red stones, let's get these out the way. If you don't like him and you want to get him hit a lot, yeah. If you want him to be a totem, if you want him to have a lot more reflex, yeah. But I don't think he would get much of an increase on reflex with this, because right now he doesn't really have as much reflex as Avnor does. I think it's a little bit rude of me to compare everybody to Avnor, because like Avnor is on like a whole new level compared to everybody else on my team. If you really want him to move first and get that first action, and if you do run DD for some reason, if you want to get his active off really quickly, yeah. It's good on a lot of people. I don't like this. I don't like this stone. Like, even with the Blazing Essence that I got earlier, I sacrificed that thing to make Terranox blood, and even then I'm going to be using that Terranox blood at some point to combine it with a Calm Icicle. So it's like, whatever. Whirlwind time! This gives less reflex. I'm not sure what that shield is supposed to do anyway. I don't think Jacob has high HP anyway, Maybe put this on Kyosuke. Only if you use him for Colosseum of Trials, because the way that I did it, like I'm pretty sure it's recorded, he usually passes, so he's gonna need that. Just so that I have enough spirit for Askeladd to pass it. Totem. Totem Stone. Recovers action bar and spirit on an attack. Also increases the action speed. Action speed is always nice, but it's only 15%. Tank. If this works on Zhenlong, maybe it works on Jacob. I don't know, I'm gonna have to try that out later. And here we are back again to the Dark Stones. Totem Stone. How many times am I gonna have to say this? Yes. I like it. Y'all have got me on that Essence of Greed train. I love Essence of Greed now. I don't think I'm gonna switch it out for Battalion on Avnor right now, because I really like Essence of Greed. Counterattack resistance. But he's really squishy, so he's probably gonna die before that happens. Hey, he recovers HP. He has a lot of crit rate. He gives crit damage. Why not? He's gonna die before that. Oh gosh. It's actually really sad. A lot of the times when I have to talk about decreased damage and Jacob, all I can really say is he's gonna die before he gets counterattacked. So squishy. I don't think he could take a hit. So I guess with Jacob, the main reason why I use him is because when I first got him, I actually thought that he was fat. Because look at his skin. Look at his, like, basic form. I guess this works, but like, looking at this, I thought he was fat. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is amazing. But then I found out during his ultimate evolution that he's not. And I was a little bit disappointed. because I appreciate all body types, you know? I would have liked Jacob to be fat. Can we have a chunky Jacob skin? But yeah, also, due to the fact that he's a very good team player because of the fact that he increases critical damage and the critical rate of the team, it's kind of like a double increase, and I really do like that. Also, his barista skin is so cute, even if he isn't fat. Hey, this video's like 3 weeks late. Why not make it a triple feature, huh? Let's go. And I shall be talking about...
뭐 한번 띄워주지.
Oh my goodness, what was that? Alright. Teddy has gotten a selective penetration with that buff, just like how I talked about with Michael. And he increases his penetration by 40%. Now, if there's any point in time that there's going to be an extreme evolution for 4-star players like Teddy or like rivals, then I would be really happy, because then this would increase the attack power by 70 and increases penetration by 50%. And penetration is really nice. The penetration is very useful because it does get past a little bit of the damage reduction. I haven't tried it out on Zenon's Duke yet. I need to do that. But I also need to set up his stones a little bit better. His first passive is Intrepidity 2. It decreases his reflex by 16% and increases the critical rate by... Hold up. Decreases the reflex by 20 and increases his critical rate by 75. This is very useful because he seems to be very crit rate centered. And not only that, since he's an attacker, he isn't even going to rely on reflex anyway. It's like before the change, he had this thing where he decreased his own counterattack resistance by 10 and increased his critical rate by the same amount. Not by 15%, by 75%. But the thing is, since he is an attacker, he's going to be penetrating the line. He automatically gets counterattack immunity. It's way better than counterattack resistance because he's not going to get counterattacked in the first place. So, the thing is, he's not even going to need this reflex unless he's like, I don't know, what? A ball holder, and you have to like put in a lot of counterattack resistance for him. I don't know. But you know, critical rate. Second passive is Short Chance. It increases his attack power by 50% with the penetration for 3 minutes. I haven't really experimented with him on the front line yet, but I think this would be pretty fun. I just need to increase his stats a lot more, just so that I can fully abuse him. I did tell you guys about my plans to 7-star him. I'm gonna do that. What y'all do with Eden and Ruin, I'm gonna do with Teddy. So the reason for that is because since it increases it by 50% and his natural... Okay, never mind. It's not that low. Well, it's not that high. It's pretty low. But you know, once I like hypermax him, then yeah, I think it would be pretty good. Especially if I ever reroll him. Oh well. His last passive is Coercion. This is pretty basic. But it is a strong debuff because it decreases the reflex of the opponents by 30%. 30% is a lot compared to a lot of other totems who only do like 20% or something like that. It's pretty decent. But then you see the ones who decrease reflex by 50% and you're like, what the hell? But you know, I used to use him as a reflex totem as well, since I noticed that that was the only reason why I couldn't get past the elemental matches. But accounting all of that, it seems that his kit is more centered around power and reflex. And reflex is a support that he has, so I can't really complain. I completely got rid of his stones. But this is so far what I have. Red dribble, red HP. You can see where I'm going with this, right? I'm trying to increase his dribble as much as I can, so that way, maybe he'd be able to hold his own as a ball holder. Ah, dang it. Alright, so since he only has red slots, we really only need to look at one section for his stones, of unique stones he can use. So, let's head over there. I like how all the characters I'm talking about in this video have an Ardor slot. It's kind of funny to me. So, let's see what... Die frickin' wind. Let's see what stones he can use, shall we? Totem, come on. I was thinking about using this on him. He already has pretty good crit rate, and attack power increase is very much appreciated, so I'm thinking of maybe taking it off of Choi and putting it on Tenny just to experiment. I'm still going to keep the Terranox Blood on Choi, just because it works on him. Critical rate, attack power. Basically a weaker... Yeah, it's a weaker Terranox Blood. Can't believe I didn't notice that before. Wow. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I can't. I know somebody said that this would be good on somebody, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask somebody else about this. I'm gonna have to look back in my comments and see who else said that this would be good on somebody, because I don't know. Let's see. Oh, okay. I got a like. Maybe I'll try it out then. Now, honestly, since his slots are very limited, he only has one color, I'm just gonna go over something that I would want to run on him, just because, you know, maybe I'll re-roll him. So what I am thinking of running on him is Judgment Radiance, because of the fact that it also recovers his HP it recovers his HP based on the damage that he did, 15%, and I also already have a Judgment Radiance, which is really nice. I just really want to find a use for this one, just because right now it's on Virgil, I think, and I don't think he's really using it that well. Now, the reason why I have Teddy like this on my team is because he holds a lot of sentimental value to me, just like Avnor, but I used to use him as a striker before. Like, when I got him, I was using him as a striker over Damien, because Damien wasn't really built yet, and Teddy was really quick to be built, so I ended up just doing that, because he also has a bonus on the top left corner, and I thought that meant that he needed to be there, but nowadays I just think that he should, like, be in the midline or something. I don't know. But I also think he's cute, right? He's cute. See his abs. But it's also because, you know, since people are having Eden on their team, and Eden does provide decreased damage and other stuff, I'm just like, hey, if they can do that with Eden, why can't I do that with Teddy? Why not, right? I mean, even then, I'm more of a person of what do I like to use rather than what should I use. I mean, I still do the what should I use thing sometimes, but it's mainly just because I just want to be good with what I use, you know? Because this is the gacha game, you're going to be dealt a lot of different things, so what really matters is how you work with what you have, in my opinion, you know? Because, yeah, I want Narcolepsy Boy, but he sure as hell ain't showing up for me. I'm saving up the frickin' mileage just to get him. I'm trying so hard not to use my mileage draw on a classic star, just so that I have a very slim chance of getting him. And it's like, I can't really do much of anything. I mean, I'm even saving Dimension Stones just to try and get him. This is how bad it is. This is what I mean. You have to work with what you have. And if you get what you want, you are incredibly lucky. Or you're paying for everything. But, yeah, so that's mainly the reason why I use Teddy. It's mainly because I just really want to use him, and he's been such a great help on my team before I got all my other 5-star players. Like, I actually replaced him for Zhen Long, honestly. But, you know, I just really wanted to use him, and I really wanted to have the space to use him. And, you know, it's just like a throwback. Not only that, for Coliseum of Trials, he works as a really nice makeshift goalkeeper for 2-3, because he can somehow take a hit. And if I put in a dark critical damage stone, he's gonna be healing off everything that he does down the line, and it's very useful. So, you know, that's why I use Teddy. If I had to recommend him to somebody, I would say you may need to find somebody else. Just because he is a 4-star, he is a rival, he is rather weak compared to a lot of other players. However, I think he has a lot more power than Michael. He has a little bit more power than Michael. But yeah, I would definitely recommend somebody else. This is just my personal preference. I'm using him because I want to. Alright, and that does it for my WDI Triple Threat video. Thank you everybody who has been patiently waiting for this video. I have had such a crazy few weeks. A lot of things have been happening. One time I got stuck like next to a restaurant outside of my hometown, and it was not fun. Flat tires and all that bull crap. But you know, I survived. It's nice. I'm finally back home. Finally have privacy. Because every time I tried to record, somebody always had to come up to me or like message me, and it just ruined the video, and I had to stop everything, and everybody be seeing my personal stuff, and it's like, I'm not at that level where I can share my personal stuff like that, so it's been pretty hectic for me. But you know what? I am planning on making a lot more videos within the next month of July. But yeah, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you really like this video. Leave me a comment to let me know how I'm doing, and if you want to patiently wait for more content like this, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm so sorry to all you guys who have been waiting the weeks to watch this video. Ugh, I feel so bad. Oh my gosh. But anyways, I'll see you later guys. Bye!